My name is Jen Jordan, and I'm running for the Georgia Supreme Court. We're living in pretty perilous times right now, where we have the President of the United States bringing the FBI in to raid Fulton County's election offices, wanting to nationalize elections. The state Supreme Court is really supposed to be the folks who actually can protect us from governmental overreach. And right now we need that way more than we ever have before. I grew up in South Georgia. My mom was a single mom. She had me and my sister, and she owned a little beauty shop called Sheer Happenings. You know, my mom really struggled, but the one thing that I was able to learn from her is that no matter how much you struggle, you try to help as much as you can in terms of other people who may be going through hard times. And I think that's really what led me to go to law school in the first place. I went to work in Marietta and Cobb County, and I had a consumer law practice. And basically for years, I went after payday lenders in the state to try to shut them down because they were charging folks 1,000% interest on loans, on payday lending loans. I really saw myself in a lot of my clients, and probably more I saw my mother, struggling, being taken advantage of, believing that this was a legitimate business, but at the end of the day, they were just trying to take advantage. So when I showed up in the state Senate, that was a hard transition for me because I was a person that had always just worked hard, been honest, tried to work with folks. There was always something we could agree on. And what I learned pretty quickly was that in the state Senate, it didn't matter if what you were saying made sense or was a good idea. They were going to do everything they could on the other side to keep you from actually moving the ball, because that's what mattered the most to them. I've represented folks that have been victims of crime. I've represented veterans who have lost limbs because they weren't provided appropriate care at the VA. I've represented women who insurance companies had denied covering their breast cancer treatments when they're in the middle of getting treatment. And it was all wrongful. And it took the lawyer getting involved and fighting all the way through to actually make it right. And that isn't the way that it should be. It shouldn't take a lawyer having to take on a case and fight big corporations or big insurance companies just to get what is due to someone. So when a bad law gets passed by the General Assembly, the only thing that's going to prevent that bad law from taking effect and hurting people is if the Supreme Court steps in and say, we're not going to let this happen. And that's why it's so incredibly important that the people that we put on the court understand what their role is and take it very, very seriously and understand the responsibility that they have in terms of everybody's life in this state. I believe that there are decisions being made every day that are bad for the people of this state. I believe that there are people on that court that aren't going to stand up and protect the constitutional rights of the people of this state. And that's really what this campaign is about, right? This is why I'm running in the first place. We have to do good, we have to be better, and that's exactly the type of justice I'll be on the Georgia Supreme Court.